Greetings everyone. In this video I will show you how to use the graphics calculator to find the point of intersection of straight lines. So we'll look at the first example. It says find the point of intersection between y is equal to 10x plus 120 and y is equal to 4x plus 150. You can solve this simultaneously using the method I've given in my previous video. Please do check that one out. So you can solve it algebraically, or you can read off the information from the graphs that you have drawn where the two lines intersect, if it's easy to read those values off. And you can use your graphics calculator to check if your answers are correct. So here's a quick example. So we're finding the point of intersection between the lines y is equal to 10x plus 120 and y is equal to 4x plus 150. So what we do is from the main menu, select graphs. So in this case we'll go graphs, and then we'll try and enter those functions. So the first one was y is equal to 10x. So we'll write, so this is the first function in y equals to 4. So we'll go 10x. Remember, for graphics calculator, x theta t, this key will denote the variable x. So we'll use 10x plus 120. So please don't use times for x. So it's got to be this one there. So it's y is equal to 10x plus 120. So that's the first equation. And then I'll go to the second line. So enter the second equation now. So it's 4x plus 150 this time. And then I'll enter that. And once I've entered it, I can draw this graph. So the thing here is we cannot see the graph, and there's a reason, because the display screen is out of the domain and range values. So what I would suggest is we'll click view window, and then we'll try and select our minimum and maximum values. So let's go with minimum of 0. And then we'll enter the minimum x value and the maximum x value. We can go maximum x value up to 24 now, just to see if we can see the graph. And then we scroll down to the y minimum. Let's go with first quadrant, so we'll still stick with the y minimum of 0. And maximum value, let's put and the maximum value, let's say we'll go up to 200, because our function has got 120, 150 and so forth. So we'll use like a little bit bigger value there, and then we enter that. And now we will just enter again, goes back to the place where we entered the two functions. And then now I can draw this graph. You can clearly see the two lines there. And what we can do now is click G-solve. So if I hit G-solve, it gives you lots of information there. You just need to look for ISCT, which is the intersection between the two lines. So if I click on this, it displays the result already for you. So when x is 5, the y value is 170, and this is where the two lines intersect, as you can see. So it's pretty straightforward, but I'm going to go over this again. So from the menu, select graphs, and once you've got the graphs there, then of course you will enter the two graphs. Once you've entered the two graphs, you draw the two graphs. If you cannot see the two lines there, then you need to go to view window, and then try and select your domain and range values. Domain are the x values, range is the y values. So I will start off with 0, and 0 all the way up to 20, for example, here. And then I can go the y values will be a little bit bigger because of the function, which had 150 is the y-intercept. You can see the other equation here is 4x plus 150. So 150 was the y-intercept. So I will go a little higher than that. So that's why I chose 200 in this case. And then I click draw, and then I could see those graphs now here. And then G-solve ISCT, which is the intercept, and then the answer is 5,170. So we'll do another one. Please pause the video this time and do the next one, and see if you can get the same answer. So we'll have a look at the second example, and what I'll do is I'll just delete these entries first. So to delete F1 to delete the function that's there. So now it's clear. So we're finding the point of intersection between y is equal to 5x plus 30. So the first function is 5x plus 30, and then you enter that. And the second one is 2x plus 50. So 2x plus 50. And then what we do is we draw the graph. And in this case, I can already see the graph, so I don't have to go to V window and change the domain and range value. So that is pretty straightforward in this case. So what you need to do is to find the point of intersection, you need to go to gsolve and then select ISCT, and that will give the point of intersection between these two lines. And when the x value is 6.67 or 6 2/3, the y value is 63 1/3. So you can just copy this and say that this is where the two lines will intersect. Pretty straightforward. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.